Hi everyone. So in this video, we're going to talk about how to prepare your videos. Let's say you have a video that you want to shorten and you want to put it in Cubase or you want to put it in Unity. I found a great little utility for that called Avidemux, and the website for that is avidemux.sourceforge.net, and you can go to its homepage, click the downloads button, and then you can build it yourself if you have development tools and things like that, but usually what I like to do is just download the binary, the application, because that's all I need. And so I'll go to the nightly automated builds available on Avidemux, and then I can pick the operating system that I'm running on. Right now I'm running on Mojave, so I'll go ahead and open that folder and then download the version I want. You can see there's multiple versions. They do a lot of updates in here. I'm going to download the very latest one, which was actually built just yesterday. And it's about 28.2 megabytes to download, so not very big. And I've already downloaded it to my machine and I put it into my applications folder here. So if I go to Avidemux, you see it here. I'm going to open it up and get you acquainted a little bit with what the window looks like. It's not the best interface, but it really is easy to use. It is small, and what you can do is you can drag your video into it. So I'll drag my video into it. And it may take a second for it to convert and for it to load into Avidemux. Now, I recorded this from my iPhone. I did a screen capture of it, but it doesn't work with Cubase because it's not quite in the right format. This is a movie format, .mov, so that's a QuickTime container file. And I want to convert it to a file format that Cubase likes or Unity likes and things like that, so I can use it. And I want to do a little editing along the way. Let's show the editing features first. Down here below, you can see that you can hit the play button, and there is a start marker and an end marker. So what we can do is we can set the start marker at the beginning and then go to the end here. So I'll go to the end here and use the end marker. And then this part I want to cut. I want to just make my video shorter. So I'll go ahead and cut that out. Now I only have the end of my video here, so that it's a quick way to edit your videos to make them shorter. Now let's talk about how we want to output it to save this new file. Essentially what we want to do is, in general, I would say the best way to create these is to use X264, which is a compression technique used by MP4, and to output it as that. And then the audio, I generally make AAC to make it small. Those are the two settings that I just set up. Now, and then the output format, we have to set to, also, we want to set it to the MP4 muxer. That's what puts it together in the end. So that's the basic settings, but there's one other setting that you have to set to get it to work with some of the tools that are out there. Some DAWs only accept certain frame rates. So what we can do is choose filters, which is underneath the video menu. And what we can do is add a various filter here. We can actually add a logo and some other things here. But what we essentially want to do is all we want to do is change our frames per second. So we'll double click on that, and that will ask us what frame per second we want. Now, my current video is at a really strange frame rate, so Cubase won't even recognize it at all. So what I'll do is go up to the source frame, and this will give me the default options. And generally, I go with 2997 or the NTSC standard rate. And, so leave that as whatever it is. Sorry, the destination needs to be something that is more relevant. And so the destination, the source, leave it whatever it is. And then the destination, use a standard frame rate. Hit OK. And that puts our filter over there. You can actually preview it using this button here. But once it's put together like that, it will, when we save out a video, save it with those video filters that we added. And again, you go up to the video menu and choose the filters here. Unfortunately, what's kind of strange is you don't see the video filter manager on this page here. You just have to kind of set it up, and then it sort of sits in the background. Then when you save out your video, you can do that by hitting the disk icon up here, and then it will ask you where you want to save it. And so I'll just sort of save it back to my desktop here, and I'll call it video capture underscore MP4, and then it will actually start encoding that. And it will encode that new video, and you can kind of see it here. It's encoding, and it actually put the extension MP4 on it. And as long as you have the right frame rate, most DAWs will accept it. So if you have kind of an obscure frame rate, especially if you're doing a capture off an iPhone, or you're doing a capture that maybe you downloaded off of YouTube or Vimeo or something like that, then you're going to really need to convert it to a standard frame rate for it to understand. And once you've done that, then this should open up in Cubase or whatever DAW, or in Unity if you want. On a Mac, when I double click on it, it's going to open in QuickTime Player, and then I can kind of see here that it's been uploaded and works fine within that. And I can actually see in the inspector now that's H.264. The size is also a little strange, which is the size of my iPhone, my capture, but it still will work with most DAWs. There is a resize function inside of here that allows you also, it's another video filter, so we can go to our video filters, and you can resize it in here if you want. It's called SWS size, and will allow you to sort of change the size if you want to. If you unselect lock aspect ratio, you can also change the vertical and horizontal aspect ratios of your videos if you want to. Again, that's more just additional knowledge if you want to make your aspect ratio smaller, to make the footprint on your disk also smaller. So for instance, this one right now, the video that we made, it's not very long, but it ends up being about 12 megabytes on my disk. So if I wanted to make that half size, I could change the aspect ratio to be 50%. So over here in the Avidemux, what I can do is go to my filters again, and if I go down to SWS resize, I could change this to 50%, and then it would make it half as big, and that would also decrease the disk footprint size and make it maybe a little easier for me to work with in my DAW. That's it. Hope you enjoyed this video, and let me know if you have any questions.